Hey guys, what's up? Stars of Chaos here, coming at you once again. Um, but before I do all this video jazz, there's something I gotta change real quick. So just hold on 1 second. There we go. See that? Oof, feels so much better. So much better. So yeah, guys, what's up? I'm shooting a video today. It's not gonna be like my normal stuff. Normally I do, you know, product reviews or product opinions because they're not quite reviews. I do like coil building demonstrations, but this time I'm going to give my opinions on of the month clubs. They are clubs that will send you juice monthly. It's a pretty cool idea. To talk a little bit about why it appeals to me, when I first started vaping, there was no brick and mortars. There was no Well, there probably was brick and mortars. There just wasn't any brick and mortars where I live. So for me, I used to have to order all my juice online, and I had to go on opinions of other people that have previously ordered the juice, or reviewers, or the product descriptions on the sites themselves. And it was a crapshoot, let me tell you. It was totally, you never knew if you were going to get a good bottle of juice or not, and you never knew if you were going to spend money that basically went down a hole, essentially. Because I've had it happen before. Somebody was like, oh yeah, you got to try blah blah blah's juice. They got a fruit flavor that's fucking right up your alley, dude. It'll be great. And then I get it, and I'm like, yeah, this is fucking disgusting. This is gross. Like, I literally can't vape this. And so I try to pawn it off on other people, or it just sits in what I call my juice graveyard, which is this box of just juice that I will never vape, that I try to pawn off on people when they come over. But I would give some of it away, but most of them are open bottles, and I don't think people really want juice that I've already vaped a little bit of. Like, oh, here's 28 mils of juice. Hope you enjoy. 28 mils, here you go. Or here's 13 mils of juice. Yeah, so no, I'm not going to do that to anyone. Yeah, so I'd say the one thing that scares people away from of the month clubs is that whole concept of I don't know what I'm going to get in this of the month club. Like most juices of the month, it's not like what's the name of that old crappy company that used to send you CDs? And Columbia House. It's not a Columbia House kind of situation where you get to pick what you'd like. Yeah, no. They just send you stuff based on your flavor profiles. And most sites all have this flavor profile thing set up now. If you're thinking about joining an of the month club and they don't have flavor profiles set up in it, don't go with the juice company, because they're just going to send you random stuff. And if you're a person like me, I don't like tobacco flavors. I don't like most coffee flavors. There are certain things like overly sweet candy flavors I can't freaking stand. So I will set up, what my flavor profile is like, and then most of the time I'll get juice I like. But back to what I was talking about before, I'm used to having to get juice I don't like and paying money for juice I don't like. So to me, it's not that big of a risk. And especially now that brick and mortar stores have popped up, and I have a couple that actually have a decent selection, if I get a couple bottles that I don't like, it's not a big deal. I can just go to a store and buy some more juice. So for me, it's definitely worth it, for sure. There's a bunch of clubs out there. There's Craft Vapory, there's Drip Club, there's Zodius, there's a bunch. There's so many. But I'm going to review two of them today and kind of pit them in a head-to-head battle of the boxes, if you will. So the two companies that I have used in the past and I feel safe talking about is Vapebox. Vapebox is a good company. It's decent, not bad. And Zamplebox, another box. So you can see why I call it the Battle of the Boxes. This is actually pretty decent. We'll talk about the pros and cons of each, and we'll talk a little bit about my experiences with them. So to start, the pros and cons of Vapebox. Vapebox is a decent company. It's really good. The pros for it is relatively decent pricing, and unlike any other company that I know of, some of them might have changed since I put up this video, or some of them might have changed since the last time I did my research, but they're the only company that sends gear as well as juice. So you can get what they deem accessories or hardware along with juice, which is really cool, especially if you're just starting out vaping. If you don't know what kind of gear to buy, especially if you're a tank person. So with their gear selection, they have two choices. They have like tanks and rebuildables. So they will send you gear that matches your style. So if you're a tank person, you could get an Atlantis or an art, or a filler or something. It can range from anything. You can get mods, you can get this and that. So if you've got a tank style, they're going to send you stuff for variable voltage kind of devices, things to help you like fill up your tanks, drip tips, cool stuff like that. If you do the rebuildable side, they're going to send you mechanical mods, rebuildable atomizers, or rebuildable tank atomizers, drip tips, cases, stuff like that. Stuff that you'll need to be a builder. Me personally, I was over my whole tank phase when I started with Vapebox. Even though now with these new sub-ohm tanks, I'm starting to get back into tanks again. It's super cool. But yeah, so I was already in my building, so I went for that side of things. So I got a couple mechanicals, I got a couple RDAs, I got a building tool, I got some drip tips, I got a case, I got a lot of stuff. And that, when we get to cons, I'll talk more about that. So another positive is the quality of juice is excellent. They have some really good companies behind them, and it's kind of that middle ground, because in 1 month I would get all amazing fucking juices, just delicious, super good juices, and then the next month I would get 3 bottles that I didn't even touch. I mean, out of the 2 boxes, I've had less good experiences with Vapebox juice quality. I mean, I think I got the same company once in 2 different boxes. I got the same company, so the variety is really good. But with that said, there was one company, they sent me 3 bottles from the same company in 1 box, and I had a bad reaction to them. Like, I started feeling like hivey and itchy and like getting headaches and stuff. So something in their juice is not good. I'm not going to mention it. I'm not here to slam any juice companies. But yeah, so there is that aspect. You have to be careful. Sometimes they are going to screw you in that regard. Also, the packaging is very nice. I mean, the boxes, this is a solid flipping box. I mean, and it pulls out like a drawer. That's kind of cool. I like that. And they do a pretty good job packaging. I have had one of my bottles break in these boxes, so it's not impossible for your bottles to break in them. But like I said, I used the company for about 9 months, and I only had 1 bottle break in this box, so it's pretty good. I mean, it's good enough that I will use this box to store my old bottles of juice. I'm a bit of a hoarder, so I store empty bottles of juice, but I'll use it to store my empty bottles. I mean, these boxes are great. They're definitely high quality and awesome. So some of the negative things about Vapebox. To start, their price. Their pricing is a little outrageous. Like, by a little, I mean a lot. So they have 3 pricing variations. They have your beginner, or basic, which is $20 plus shipping and handling. And the shipping and handling changes depending on what level you get. Obviously, it's going to be more heavy, so therefore they're going to have to charge more for shipping it. But the basic box starts off at $20, and they claim that it retails for about 36. So they're basically telling you the stuff they're sending you is worth $36. Um, I don't necessarily believe that. They're sending you in your basic box for $20. They're sending you 45 mils of juice, and they're sending you no hardware, no accessories. So when you think of it like a 30 mil bottle, for me is generally like $20 is like the higher end of what I will spend on a 30 mil. That means I'm getting 15 mils for free, but not really for free because I still got to pay for shipping and handling. So that means I'm getting a 15 mil box at half, or bottle at half price, essentially, is what's going on there. Not that impressive. Not really all that great. When you do the math out, it's, it's like a little over 50 cents a mil, which is not bad, but it's not great either. The next box up is the premium box, and that's $40 plus shipping and handling, and they send you 60 mils of juice and one accessory. Now, when you start getting into the premium box and the enthusiast box, which is the next one, and they start involving hardware, this is where you can really get boned, or you can get like, yes, this is the best box I will ever get, ever, So with your premium box costing you $40, like I said, you get 60 mils of juice, one accessory. It's pretty decent. They're gonna claim that it's gonna retail about $73, which, if you look at it just juice alone, I don't have a calculator. My computer is a calculator. Who would have guessed? I probably should have done all this math ahead of time. I apologize for that. 40 divided by 60. If you look at just juice alone, that's 66 cents a mil. So more than 50 a mil. Amazing? Not really. Not super amazing. Good? Yeah, it's decent. It's a decent price for it. And since I'm doing the math right now, the basic box, you're going to be paying 44 cents a mil for your juice. So you're talking, what did I say, 66 cents a mil on the premium box, not including your accessory. So if you were looking at just, hey, how much am I getting for my money for just the juice alone, you're paying a little over 50 cents a mil. But you could also get an accessory, which could be a great thing or could be a bad thing. I will talk more about that after the enthusiast package. The enthusiast package is $60 a month. It sends you 75 mils of juice and it gives you 2 accessories, which is decent. It's not great. Like I said, the whole pricing situation to me is a con. Like, it seems like their pricing is too high. It could just be because they're a smaller company. There's not a lot of people, so they're doing a lot of work. So they're trying to get their money's worth for the amount of work they're putting in, or just because of your overall overhead costs. If you don't have a lot of subscribers, then you have to increase your pricing. So in the enthusiast package, you get 75 mils of juice, 2 accessories. If you look at price just to the juice, that means you're paying 0.8 per mil. You're paying 80 cents a mil for this juice. The quality of juice is the same between all the boxes. The quantity changes, and the price increases. So to me, it's like if your quantity is increasing, the price should decrease. I mean, that's supply and demand, your basics here. Come on. So you're seeing that increase because they're also including accessories. So the way I look at it is, we'll say that $40 of that $60 enthusiast. This is how I convinced myself to be part of the vape box and to spend $60 a month. If I'm looking at it like $40 for all of the juice, that you're looking at 53 cents a mil. So it's not terrible, but and then you're basically saying $10 for the 2 accessories, or you could do it, $40 for the 2 accessories and $20 for the juice. However, my issue is the accessories have never, like, there was one box that was really good. I got a Chuff Enough cologne drip top, one of these guys. I can actually show it to you. I got one of these, which was awesome, super cool. It even has the Vapebox logo on it, which means it's like super rare because only Vapebox members get it. Kind of cool, kind of neat. But I got that, and then like something else. I think I got like a plume veil or something else with it, and that was the best box I ever got, including boxes that had mods in them. I mean, I got a box with a Nemi in it, and it was like, this is awesome. I got a Nemesis. I I paid for it, but I didn't have to go out and buy it or go online and order it. It just came to me, a Nemesis clone. It was super cool, and it was a great mod, and I used it for a long time until I got a Zen Copper, which blew it out of the water. So like some boxes were really good, and then other boxes. I mean, I got a box that came with one of these stupid things. I don't think it's this particular one, but it came with one of these stupid little things, and a drip tip, like a drip tip and a case together. That's $10. So that means I'm paying $50 for 75 mils of juice. That's almost $1 a mil. That's ridiculous. So yeah, after a couple really bad boxes, I mean, my last box, I got an RTA, and like I was saying, I don't really use RTAs at all. I haven't used this at all, not once. So needless to say, I was so disappointed with the quality of hardware I was getting that I no longer signed up for it. Also, if you're a person that knows what kind of hardware you like and knows what kind of accessories you want, this is not the box for you. They're going to send you stuff you don't like. They're going to send you a lot of stuff you don't like or don't even need. So yeah, it's good for the right type of people. If you're out there looking for new gear, if you're brand new to vaping and you're like, I want to get into rebuilding, or I want to get more accessories, but I don't know where it is, and I don't want to spend hours watching YouTube videos to figure out if I'm going to get good gear. Most of the gear I've gotten, with the exception of these two mods, and even this one, this Orion, actually isn't a bad mod. It's a pretty good mod. There's just a couple things with it that are a little wonky that I don't like. And then I got this Atmo as well from them. And it's not bad. I mean, it's a pretty good mod. It looks gorgeous. I mean, it's just so clean and neat and pretty. But the button sticks, and there's other things that it's an older, most of the gear is older stuff. I mean, it's clones of stuff that's been around for a while. So you're better off just actually buying the stuff yourself off of like Fast Tech or Angel Sigs. You'll probably pay less for it, and you're at least getting what you want, For some people, though, that don't know what they want and don't know what they're looking for, the quality of the product you're going to get is going to be decent. It's going to be par for the course. So if you're a person that just wants more gear and wants more stuff, Vapebox might be the way to go for you. The quality of gear definitely eclipses the quality of juice. Except for sometimes they give you shit boxes. Like I said, there was that one box I got with a case and a drip tip. And yeah, the case and the drip tip are both, Vapebox logoed, so they're somewhat rare and everything. But I never use cases. What the hell am I going to use cases for? And the drip tip just pretty much sits on one of my RDAs that I never use anymore. I mean, it's a pretty cool brass drip tip. I mean, it's nice. It's got a Vapebox on it and stuff like that. But it's their old logo that they never use anymore. So yeah. So to me, it's kind of like meh. It's not. If I'm doing the thumbs up or thumbs down, it's just about to drop in thumbs down, but still pretty much in that middle ground. I'm not going to give it a thumbs up and say it's awesome and amazing, but I'm not going to say that it's bad either, because it's not bad. It's a pretty good company, and like I said, they're a smaller company, and they do a good job. So that's it for the pros and cons for the Vapebox. Now let's talk about my newer subscribing, the Zamplebox. Zamplebox is pretty good. It's a lot bigger than the Vapebox. I can tell they've been around for a little bit longer, and they know what they're doing. They've been doing this long enough that they get their boxes out on time. Everyone gets what they're supposed to get, and yeah, It's pretty good. The pros. We'll start off with the pros. Quality of juice is outstanding for the price. I mean, crazy good quality of juice, reasonably priced. I have the silver or the basic box. It's $24 a month, and I get something crazy like 100 mils. Oh, right. So this company doesn't do like you get a specific mil count. What they do is you get specific bottles. So every month I get 6 bottles. That can be up to 100 mils. So sometimes you're not less than $4.50 per bottle is the best way to put it. Sometimes you could get, like they say, you can get up to 100 mils if they give you the right size bottles. But not every time are they going to have that size. But in general, I've seen about 75% decrease from the cost of having to go buy the bottles themselves. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty good deal. You're talking less than 50 cents a mil, basically. You're talking, in the 20-cent range per mil for quality juice. I mean, not juice you'd expect to pay that kind of price for. I mean, good stuff like Zulu Vape, the Collection, what's this one? Legit, which was awesome. Transit Vape was another great. I got a peanut butter and jelly from them that was fucking slamming. Asteroid Vapor. I mean, they got Nick's Blissful Brews. They got a bunch of good companies underneath their umbrella. So the biggest pro for these guys has got to be quality of juice for price. I mean, you cannot beat them. And they're delivered on time. They're pretty good about letting you know, giving you tracking numbers, stuff like that. So I've never had really any issues with those. They also have a gold membership as well, which is 11 bottles every month. That will get you close to 180 mils of juice. It is $44.99 per month. I believe these include shipping. Doesn't say on their site whether or not. They also have a whole community behind them with a private Facebook page that you have to be a member of to join, and other stuff like that. And Vapebox has that too. They get their own private store, just like Zamplebox has their own private store and stuff like that, which is nice and everything. But I don't really buy juice online anymore. The month of the month is the only online juice thing I do. So yeah, that's kind of cool. They got a nice community, and the community is actually a real good bunch of people. I mean, they police it pretty well, and most of the time people are friendly and good and helpful. And I'm glad I could join in this company because I've met a lot of people that are brand new to vaping that I've been able to assist that the Zamplebox crew themselves weren't able to assist. So it was good, it's good to. I like being part of communities and those kind of things. Just in itself to help other people, I feel I get the biggest reward from somebody finally getting it set up to work or finally enjoying their vape. That kind of thing makes me elated. But yeah, the negatives to Vapebox. They're kind of the same negatives that every single of the month club has. You can get shit juice. I think out of the 5 boxes I've got so far, my first box, it scared the shit out of me because I only liked 2 bottles out of all of the bottles I got. All 6 bottles. So that means 4 bottles of juice. They weren't unvapable. They didn't go to the graveyard, but I didn't enjoy vaping them. They weren't. I wasn't like, oh man, this is delicious. And just kept vaping it over and over again. It wasn't like that. But as the month progressed, I got better and better juice every month, and I never got another box again where it was so few juices I enjoyed. the last box actually was excellent. I enjoyed almost every single juice that came. I think there was one I wasn't super fond of, but yeah, I mean they're really cool. They have this nice little rating system where they send you this card that says first, second, and third place on them, and you put your little bottles on them, and you take pictures, and you share it on the social medias and stuff, and it's all fun. But yeah, the other issue I have is their packaging is kind of lame duck, guys. I mean, it's not a bad box. It's not quite as sturdy as I'd like to see it be, as you can tell. I mean, this is not... as a person who's dealt with shipping a lot, I know what people are going to do to these boxes. They're not treating your boxes gingerly and just nicely placing. They're just fucking throw it there, whatever. Who gives a shit, you know? So you have to be careful with shipping boxes. You want them to be strong and sturdy. Inside the boxes, they put their bottles in a little bag, which I just tossed to the ground. This little bag, it's pretty nice. It's kind of cool. It's like, whoop, yeah, you know, it's all right. And they put like wrap around it and stuff. So they're pretty protected. They're not amazing. I haven't had a bottle break on me yet. But again, I've only been doing it for about 5 months, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so I started out with Vapebox. I really liked it, and then I started getting shit boxes, so I dropped them. I couldn't justify spending that kind of quantity on gear and juice every month, especially after getting gear I didn't like or didn't want. So I started looking around at the other ones, and I landed on Zamplebox, and I'm glad I did. Because now I'm paying half the price and getting more juice. I'm getting more juice for the deal. So it's worth it to me to go on that. Plus, also, what I like to do is I will take the excess money. So I was paying $60 a month plus shipping and handling, and now I'm paying $25. So that means that $35 that I was originally, you know, allotting to my monthly subscription budget, now just suddenly got chopped in half. So I can take that extra other half and buy accessories that I actually want. You know, I can buy a clone for $30. That's a decent clone. That's a good quality clone. This month, for example, I bought myself an authentic RDA. I didn't have to go with a clone RDA that's getting sent that I don't like. I got an authentic Freak Show Mini. I mean, I'm about to do a review on that as soon as the fucker comes in, and I'm pumped. I'm excited. It's going to be an awesome, I hope, it's going to be an awesome RDA. I mean, from other reviews I've heard of it, it's just as good as the full-sized, and I like the full-sized, so yeah, that's super cool. So, you know, that kind of wraps up my discussion about of the month boxes, or these two particular of the month boxes. Let me drip some more of this delicious Poseidon's Punch here. So yeah, so just be smart about it, guys. Just know what you want before you sign up for the service. If you're a person who has no idea what kind of hardware they want, has no clues, kind of newer to vaping, or if you're like, you've been using like ego stick batteries and stuff, and you want to start getting into rebuildables, but you don't want to spend hours and hours watching videos of people that may not even have the same kind of opinions as you, you can go with Vapebox. My standards for quality are really, really high. I expect a lot from these people because I know how these things are made, and I know what kind of costs go into it. So when I buy a clone, I know what I'm getting. I know what companies to buy my clones from. For somebody who doesn't know that kind of stuff, the Vapebox can be a really appealing thing. I mean, you can get gear without even having to think about it, and most of the gear is useful. I mean, I got a Tesla tool, this cool little thing for wrapping coils, and I use it all the fucking time. All the time. I like it better than the stupid ones that you got two little ends and you twist them kind of. That's garbage. Those things fucking are terrible. This one's nice and simple. You wrap your lead around here, wrap it around. You can change the size. They all store inside the tool. It's cool. It's a nice little nifty thing. It's not a video about that. But yeah, so sometimes you can get stuff you like, sometimes you can't. So that's the risk you take. But that's the risk you take with every other month club. But if you're a person who doesn't care that much about gear and you're just about the juice, then go with Zamplebox. Zamplebox is the way to go. as it's sitting on the floor over there as I treat it like shit. It's the way to go. I mean, like I said, quality juice. A couple times I've gotten a couple bad ones, but not that much in comparison to the vape box, which I've gotten. The majority of all the juice in the box was garbage, and then the accessories were okay. I mean, that's a big risk to take for $60 a month. But yeah, Zamplebox, it's pretty good. It's definitely worth the money. Trip Club is also pretty good. I've never used it, but I've done a lot of research. I mean, when I decided to make the switch from Vapebox, which I didn't really think a whole lot about, I knew I wanted to join an of the month club, and when I saw that this one sent gear, I was like, oh, cool, gear, boom, done, I'm part of it. I just jumped right in on it. I should have spent a little more time. I should have spent equal the amount of time I took for Zamplebox, which was about a month I spent searching the annals of Reddit and other parts of the YouTube, or the YouTube, and other parts of the internet, looking for a good of the month club. I was looking at Drip Club for a while. They seem really good. They seem to spend a lot of money on branding and that kind of thing. They don't really strike me as making sure you get the juice that you like kind of situation, but I'm not 100% sure. Their flavor profiling was kind of garbage. I didn't really trust it when I was looking at the site, so I chose not to go with them. The other company I was looking at for a while, it was very tempting. It literally came down to Zamplebox and this other company, Craft Vapory. And I was leaning towards Craft Vapory pretty hard till I did the, ratio of dollars to mils, and I found out that Craft Vapory was like the most expensive out of all the different companies. I mean, there's a reason for it. The quality of their juice is amazing. You're talking 5 ponds. You're talking, those really expensive juices that normally retail for a lot. So, I mean, if you're looking at it for how much the quantity is actually going to retail, then Craft Vapory is pretty decent. It's on par, but not just too much for me. The cool thing about Craft Vapory, though, and this is why I wanted to talk about it, was if you're a person who doesn't want to get juice you don't like, Craft Vapory is the way to go. They are very particular. They have curators who are people that just go out and search for juice, and you're given a curator. So every curator gets so many members that they collect juice for. So you have a back and forth with this curator, and you can tell them, hey, I like this juice, I didn't like this juice. This juice was good, but I wanted to have more cream flavor, that kind of thing. And then that curator can then understand your flavor profiles better. It'd be like a buddy that you know their choice in like beer or vape or whatever. You can make better decisions for them because you understand what they like more. And Craft Vapory definitely seems to be that sort of really personable, getting to know the people that they're distributing these juices to. So that's really cool. But, again, a little too expensive for me. And you know what, guys? I'm just rambling on here. Just totally rambling. So why don't I just cut this video now, and you guys can go back to whatever else it was you were going to do. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Definitely appreciate it, as always. And just may your wicks be moist, may your tanks be full, and may your hearts be warm later on. Uh-oh. So tasty.
Yeah, that'll work, Chris. Just do that. That'll work good. There we go. Let's vape it like that, guys. There's a barrel section that you put on first, dumbass.